Sometimes when you try too hard, nothing ever happens because you have that resistance. But if you kind of let go and you do what's necessary, it just happens. If you know you put the action in, then just stay patient and
Mm.
consistent. Consistency is everything. I learned a lot from the gym. That's where it all started, like learning discipline, consistency, patience.
Hi, and welcome to the HackCess Show. It's the place where you can find life hacks on how to become the best version of yourself and achieve your goals. We show you how to walk the talk from successful people. And today we're joined by Hannah. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. So, first of all, you wake up early. We just talked about that. So, what's your schedule look like? Do you schedule everything, or are you more like a free person and you're going like where the flow takes you during the day?
To be honest, I schedule everything the night before. So that brings me clarity and structure to my day. Otherwise, if I go with the flow, I either miss things or just, I don't know, my day gets hectic. So scheduling is very important to me.
Yeah. Well, he does the same. I don't. I'm the exact opposite. But let me ask you, what about those days that you're free? Do you plan those too? Do you plan like activities or things like that?
I do. Well, I on days when I'm free, which is usually Saturday, I try to like free up my Saturdays, and then Sundays are like my Mondays. And on Saturdays, I'll typically leave it open, and then if I have a few obligations, I'll just put them in. But I try not to be so structured on those days.
Yeah, that's good.
Those are my flowy days.
Yeah, I think it's important to just like plan ahead, but enjoy the moment as well.
I agree completely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in terms of goals and your vision, how does it work for you? Do you just spend a lot of time on planning what's going to happen in the future, or you just like plan the day before, like you just said, and you just set everything for the next day?
So I have long-term goals, which I think about on a daily basis, like first thing in the morning, and then when I go to bed, I go over it again. This is something that I recently started doing, and it actually has been shifting my mindset a lot. And like I feel more focused on what I need to be doing during the day because of that.
Hmm, that's a great idea. Do you use a vision board to kind of guide those
I
ideas?
actually did create a vision board for the new year, but I don't like stare at it. I just like it just hangs in my room. So like my subconscious mind knows it's there, but I have a written statement. I got this from Think and Grow Rich, and that's like me reviewing my long-term goal. So a year from now or 3 years from now, where I want to be
Mm. And I'm curious,
and what I want to do to impact the world. That's like the most
yeah.
important part. Yeah.
And how do you break down these goals? Do you just like write the big long-term goal like far ahead, and you just see how you get there on a daily basis, or you break it down and you see like how you're gonna get there and every steps along the way?
So I like try to think from the end in mind, with the end in mind. So I put myself there, and then I try to like visualize what would that person do today to achieve that or track that in the future.
Oh,
And I
Mm.
feel like eventually it's going to happen. Like you're just going to manifest it, not just manifest it, but act into it.
yeah, yeah. That sounds very much like manifestation. And do you kind of rely on that, or do you find yourself going for it more since you have that idea of where you want to be?
I feel like I go for it more and I take the right steps. I feel more guided to do actions that are necessary, like reaching out to customers and clients, reaching out to potential clients, like, my leads. So that's like the most important part of my business right now is just filling the pipeline and then serving more people.
And
Yeah.
what was like a big milestone for you in terms of like I don't know, like moving to a bigger step, or just realizing like, yeah, I'm doing stuff and it works?
The first time, well, so the whole manifestation thing came into play when I first manifested my um, dream vacation. So I wanted to go on this exotic trip, and I was guided to submit my name. You know how they have those like giveaways on Instagram? Like these influencers will do giveaways, and it
Yeah.
was like win a free vacation to the Bahamas for a week, and it was a fitness cruise. So that got me super excited, and I just followed that inspired action. And before that, I would meditate on being on an island, like putting myself there every single night, and then it happened. I ended up winning, And that's when I was like, wow, I am way more powerful than I give myself credit for. And I didn't really think it was going to happen, but it did. So I've been applying it in my business and in other areas of life. So
That sounds
yeah.
like a risk to take, a leap of faith kind of. And do you find yourself taking those often, or do you rely more on logical choices and thinking stuff through?
I think both. A little bit of both. It just depends on the situation. But
And
I have had instances where where I would attract the client, like a high ticket client. For a while, I was like charging a very minimum price. And then I started imagining what it would feel like to have a client that can afford higher pricing and everything like that. And then I started taking different action, posting different content, and that in turn attracted a better client or someone who could actually afford me.
Mm.
Yeah.
And looking back, was that your first plan, or is it just like you just went
It
around and
evolved.
tried
I
to?
mean, it keeps evolving, to be honest. Yeah. It wasn't always like that.
Mhm.
Like sometimes when you try too hard, nothing ever happens because you have that resistance. But if you kind of let go and you do what's necessary, it just happens.
Yeah, I think, and it's pretty much your passion too. So you just follow your passion, I guess.
Exactly. That too. That's really important. I feel like if you're not passionate, you're not going to put much effort in. Even if nothing happens and you just like you'll give up, that's failure. You end up failing.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that when we go towards these big goals, we have to be patient and take our time with the little steps. And are there any rituals that you do to keep yourself in a place where you can be patient and wait for things to happen sometimes?
I do. I sometimes there's moments where you feel like it's not going to work out or something is not like working in your favor at the moment. I'd like advise to just stay patient and keep like maybe reassess what you're doing because that could be a thing, or just be patient with it. If you know you put the action in, then just stay patient and
Mm.
consistent. Consistency is everything. Even at the gym, you're not going to grow your muscles overnight.
Yeah.
It takes time. Yeah.
I guess going to the gym is like the best. I don't know. I feel like, especially for me, like I'm a skinny guy, and like in this skinny fat like body, and you have to be like super patient, and just going to the gym and being like consistent is the best like school. I feel like for everything in life. If you're good at the gym,
Definitely.
you're good at everything in life.
I learned a lot from the gym. That's where it all started, like learning discipline, consistency, patience,
Mm.
dedication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what
But I
other?
started exactly where you did. Skinny
Yeah.
fat was like, yeah,
Oh yeah.
I had chicken legs.
Yeah, I guess like when you start from there and you just like you learn to be patient and just like you have to put in the work every day, and all the
Definitely.
results you're gonna get, it's like not like it's not there yet. So you have to just be patient. It's so hard, but it's it's just life, yeah.
I know, exactly.
And how do you balance your life and like your personal and professional life? Especially if you like go to the gym often, and
Mhm.
how do you like take your mind off like work and stuff like that?
To be honest, there was no balance for like the last 2 years. I don't know. I don't really believe in balance. To be honest, like if you balance, let's say a spoon on your hand, that's perfection. And we can't like reach perfection. There's always going to be imbalance. But yeah, I don't know. There is no balance. I just feel like if you have structure in your day, you're more likely to fit in the things that are important to you. And
Mm.
going and working out is like it's important to me. It's like meditation. That's where I get to zone out, listen to music. Yeah. It's a getaway.
Yeah, yeah. And we talked about, well, meditation, patience, and all that. And are there any other kind of virtues or traits you think that people should have to become successful?
Can you repeat that again?
Sure. Do you think that there are specific rituals or specific traits that people have to have or have to work on to let themselves, be in a place where they can achieve that success?
Oh, for me, well, in my opinion, I think you should have a positive attitude.
Mm.
My attitude was not positive years ago, and I don't know, I was always angry. Like even in traffic, you take a look at some people get like very angry. I used to be that person. And then when I change my attitude and my outlook, like through meditation, through self-development, reading books, listening to YouTube podcasts, all of that good stuff, feeding your mind positivity, you realize that those little things don't really matter. And it's really how you react to your circumstances. And I feel like when you're striving for success, whatever that means to you, it's important to have a good attitude no matter what's happening, because things aren't going to be perfect all the time. We all know that. So it's important to stay positive, as cliche as that sounds.
Yeah, but like it's cliche because it's true.
It is true, exactly.
And how do you work on, becoming a better version of yourself all the time? You talked about reading and watching podcasts, watching videos and listening to podcasts. Do you have other stuff that you do on a daily basis?
I typically read in the morning for at least 30 minutes. And then I also do, if I don't feel like reading, I'll listen to like Earl Nightingale or like Bob Proctor and just take notes on what they say. Even though I've heard it a million times, I feel like it's necessary to just keep ingraining it into your mind. Because we forget, I don't know about you guys, but I forget a lot. So it just flies out. You got to keep doing it over and over again.
Yeah, I've been reading the same book for like, I think like 19 times now. And it's just...
Which one?
It's, I can't even remember the name, The Science of Getting Rich.
Oh, got it. That one's great.
Yeah, it's a great one. And it's like some kind of brainwashing. And I like the part about gratitude and, thinking in a certain way. And because I used to be like a little bit negative sometimes. So like just this one is like, I read it all the time. And it's crazy because we have like the same routine. I wake up at 6 a.m. and do like 30 minutes reading and stuff. And how do you tackle like the rest of your day? Do you just work on a few things and then you see like what's left for the rest of the day, or do you work on...
I try to tackle like 3 main things. Like for me, what's important right now, I'm working on filming a new program for this app that I'm a part of. They're a startup company and I need to pump up some more programs. So that's what I'm working on. And also updating clients' profiles and then reaching out to them, making sure that they're fine. That's something really important to me. There are systems to automate that, but I don't want to, just because I like the authenticity.
Yeah.
And it's more genuine that way. So that's my main focus. And then I'll like pivot and see what else needs to get done as far as errands, personal things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said...
And then outreach also. That's something I do in the morning as well, like an hour of just reaching out to people, new people that could potentially be clients.
So you set these priorities for the day, but do you also do them for like a month or on a larger scale?
I do that on a consistent basis. Yeah. Like the outreach is something that's been a part of my routine for a while now.
Yeah. So that's that consistency that we were talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the consistency. And then your brand grows, your personal relationships grow. You meet so many people. Yeah.
And when you meet people, do you how do you view networking? Do you think that it's something that is essential to your personal growth and also, your professional growth?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that you are like the top 5 people that you hang around. And sometimes like people say that they don't have like a good circle. Well, sometimes you have to go out there and make new friends and put yourself out there. Even if you're not at their level, there's always something you can learn from people that are more successful from you. Or someone can learn from you if you're, they're at a different level. Doesn't matter. There's always ways to add value. Yeah.
And what do you think the best advice you ever received was? Like maybe from like someone you knew, or
best advice I don't know, actually. There was actually one thing that I learned from Think and Grow Rich that stood out. It was a quote. Can I open my book? I want to see this. I marked it this morning and it's really good. So it goes, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. And that's like so powerful because that gives you empowerment, obviously. And then you feel more that you're in charge of your life. Some people don't even know that they can create their own reality. So that would be the best advice that I have ever got.
So do you have like other mantras maybe that you repeat to yourself like on a daily basis, or stuff that you want to stick in your mind. Like I personally have a bunch of post-its notes just everywhere on my shelf.
Same here.
Just like stay positive,
One
be
of them,
grateful.
one of them is like, I'm on a mission to serve others. Like, I don't want to make it about myself. I want to make it about somebody else. And that's how you become an interesting person. And you also help more people versus like being all about you, which is where I was for a while. I was like, oh yeah, me, like, and then finally you realize it's not about you. It's about who you're going to help and serve.
Yeah. No, I understand that, because I myself as an actor, I kind of just go into every role thinking, okay, I'm gonna work for someone, and then the job's done, and then I'm gonna work for someone else. Do you view the work that you do with your clients as a stepping stone of a kind, or is it more like a new project that starts from zero every single time?
Pretty much starts from zero every single time. That's how I like to look at it, because every situation is different, every person is different, and I don't want to approach every single client the same way. Yeah. We all have different imbalances and different ways of, distributing our fat, all of that. And I work with clients who need to lose body weight. So sometimes they try to target where they're going to lose weight, but I always have to reaffirm like, hey, we need to just lose the body fat percentage overall.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like you have to respond to the client's needs and then just give them a plan that works for them. And
Exactly.
Let me ask you, how do you analyze that? How do you find these things out? Is that just something that comes naturally, or is there like kind of an interrogation process in this whole thing?
When I have in-person clients, there is an interrogation process. Like I scan their body fat percentage. We take measurements and also do take like the weight on the scale. But I don't recommend using the scale very much. I do that with online clients because there's really no way for me to measure your body fat percentage. But I can also tell from pictures like where they're at. So that's pretty much how I gauge that. And then we do check-ins every week.
And do you have maybe mentors helping you, or is just all you, or
I actually built the online business by myself, but I got information from podcasts, YouTube, stuff like that. And now I'm looking to hire Bob Proctor. Like I'm going to use this program for a year to work on mindset. I really like his stuff, so it would be worth the investment.
And I'm curious in terms of goals. Like you talked about having clients, and how do you set goals that are not all about the number of clients you have? And I'm like curious about this because myself, I'm trying to avoid setting goals as numbers, and like I don't know, like followers or stuff like that. And I think it's important to focus on quality over quantity. But how do you do this when you have like a specific number of clients that you're taking care of,
So I like try to tell them not to worry about like the scale, the number that they see on the scale. Think about more of how you're feeling. It's like more about how your happiness and the way you relate to food and the way you relate to like the way your clothes are fitting. Sometimes like the scale may be the same, but your clothes are fitting a lot looser. So that's a common thing that happens because they gain muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat. So is that what you mean?
Yeah, like or maybe like personal goals as well.
For personal goals.
Yeah.
I would say that I try not to work with people that are not serious. But recently I've been attracting good clients that are dedicated, that are consistent, that communicate. So that communication is huge for me because that is like, that gauges the relationship and where we're going. So I kind of like look at my success as like how much of a connection I have with my client. If there's not a good connection, that means that I'm doing something wrong, or the client is like struggling. Yeah,
I think pretty much like you attract people like yourself. So if you have like a positive energy, you're gonna attract positive people.
Exactly.
And where do you think like most of your energy comes from? Is it just coming from the gym and you just you hit the gym and you feel pumped and you're ready to work the day? Or
honestly, meditation, like breath work. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Iceman.
Yeah.
No.
But you should check him out. He like dunks himself in cold water and he has this like breath work that he does. So I've been doing that. It's like deep breathing. It allows you to oxidize your blood and brain, and you just feel so good.
Okay.
So I do that, and then also the working out also gives me energy. I love, and I just love what I do. So it just energizes me.
Yeah. But do you ever need to take breaks from what you do? Because since it's something that you have to be consistent at, I would think that even the 1 day a week, the Saturday that you give yourself might not be enough on a long-term scale. So do you allow yourself to take like a week off or something like that, or is that out of the question?
I do that like once a year. I take like two or three vacations to get away and just like kind of lay low. Yeah. But otherwise I feel good. Like I don't ever really feel burnt out unless I'm like taking on way too much than I can handle.
Yeah, I think if you keep like a healthy, even if you don't like balance, if you keep a healthy like balance and lifestyle, especially if you work out like all the time, it's just making you happy and you don't really need a break. And just quickly, what do you think, like how do you think your vision changed from the beginning, maybe on success and all that, from the moment you started to where you're at now?
So I started in-person training and then I went online. And when I was going online, I was like more focused on like the income versus like the people that I was going to help. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to make so much money. But then at the same, that's all I thought about. And then I realized I was like, it's not about the money. It's about how I'm going to impact these people's lives. So when I made that switch, that's when things started to move forward. Yeah. Versus just focusing on the income, right? So
yeah, I feel like when you stop thinking about money, like money comes to you. It's just
exactly. Yeah.
This weird relationship, like when you chase money, money is not coming to you, but you stop and then you got a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly.
And any more questions?
No. I've exhausted my list of questions.
Yeah, I think we can wrap it up. It's been like, I don't know, like more than 20 minutes now. And
great.
So it's promo time for you. So whatever you want to promote, just Instagram account so people can check you out, or website.
Sure. So I am on Instagram at anna.wasag, WASAG. I think you guys will be posting this video, right?
We'll put that in the description. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then TikTok, same thing, Anna Wasag. And I'm on YouTube as well, which I'm planning on getting more content out this year. So Anna Wasag as well on there.
Yeah, we'll put links to that in the description.
Great.
All right, that was a great interview with Anna. What are your key takeaways on this interview, man?
Well, I'm really going away with the idea of not having balance. That's all right, that you can just go the extreme with something and that it will pan out all right. Because I mean, we saw Anna, we saw how she talked about her professionalism, her clients, how she handles that, and there is no balance. It's all the time. She takes 1 week off per year, and other than that, she's on it. So really, I mean, for me, it was just eye-opening to talk with someone like that, because I myself think that balance is the key to everything. And what about you, Matthew?
I think she talked about patience, and that was very interesting. And you can see that throughout her whole lifestyle. When you have a healthy lifestyle, you can do things and then just enjoy what's happening. And yeah, when you have a schedule, you work out and you set up your goals and you just hit your targets every day, it makes it like easier. And I think that's why she doesn't need to take as much vacation as someone else would need. If you just wear yourself out and then you just burn out and you just got to take like a 1 month vacation or something like that. But yeah, I think when you have a healthy lifestyle and you work out and all that, it makes everything so much easier, and yeah, if you have a healthy lifestyle, it makes everything so much simpler and more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for watching the HackCess Show.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Ooh, that was nice. You think they're gonna do it?
Yeah, I think they're gonna do it.